Hi for everyone that is see this video. The supply of the food is really important for every human being in the whole world. But nowadays, the amount of the food that is lost or waste is really big and is a problematic that affects all of us. But how serious is the food waste? Food waste is a problematic that attracts the attention of several countries in whole world, and Colombia is not the exception. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations, or FAO, in Latin America, 127 million tons of food is thrown to the garbage. In the Colombian case, 9.76 millions of tons of food are waste or lost each year. That represents approximately 34% of the total production of the food in the country. The hunger in the world is increasing, and approximately one third of the total production of the food in the whole world is waste or lost. We have we all have a role to play to reducing the food loss and waste, not just because of the food, also because of the resources it takes to produce the food. The food, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization, 1.3 billion of tons of food is wasted annually. But what are the causes of this waste and loss of the food? Food waste is due to various factors, and it presents through all the food production chain. Here we can see the production chain. First of all, we have the production of the food. Next, handling and storage. Next, the processing and packaging. Next, the distribution and market, and finally, the consumption in our homes. In industrialized countries, more than 40% of the food waste takes place during the distribution and beyond, including time to retail, slaves, and consumer homes. On the other hand, in developing countries, more than 40% of the food waste takes place beyond distribution, including the post-harvest handling and processing phases. To provide additional contracts, all the production in the Sub-Saharan Africa is 230 million of tons, and the waste in industrialized countries estimates to be 222 million of tons. That means that is mostly the same that the food that is produced in sub-Saharan Africa and the food that is waste in industrialized countries. In main causes of the food waste, we have the supply exceeds the demand, lack of the collection centers, and mainly the consumer habits. But who is affected to the food waste? This problem affects all of us. Does not only affect the people who don't have this food. It also has a great environmental repercussions since it represents a waste of the resources used to produce it. The FAO estimates that the value of the food waste is only the tip of the iceberg because 29% it represents 29% of the true cost of the food waste, which includes additional labor, energy, financial change, depositional fees, marks down, repackaging, transport, etc. All of these costs affect the business product and ultimately the price of the consumer pay for the food. In conclusion, food waste increases greenhouse emissions and contributes to the climate change. So, there is a solution? As observed, one of the main causes of the food waste are the consumption habits. So, it's essential that all of we change our habits. So, I pretend to implement these 15 tips that FAO recommends and tell the people that implement these tips. I trying to make an campaign in the social media so that all we Know what are these tips and why it's important to implement them. These tips are really, really simple. As can we see, we have adopt an healthier and more sustainable diet. Buy only what we need. Choose ugly and vegetable. Choose ugly fruits and vegetables. Make use of food of wasted food. Respect food. Use less water, and all of these. I know it is difficult to change the habits of the people, but it is a simple and effective solution. Does not imply great sacrifice for people. It is also had greatness awareness, but to the waste of the resources and the food. The solution to the food waste is in our hands. We just have to change the way that we see the food and improve our consumption habits. Thank you. Here we can see the references that I use.